Yeah, it's very late, and before I go to sleep, I wanted to do a quick video. Things are going to happen fast. I told you it was going to happen after the election, the American election. They're in a controlled demolition. It's been a controlled demolition since the literal demolition of the Twin Towers. It's all been part of this program. Like none of it is separate and apart. It's all the same program, including your universities, where we send our students to learn from forefathers who are either fake or completely retarded. And that nobody has noticed how long this has been going on is beyond me. I don't think anybody is aware, like, to the magnitude that I am. Because if they were, like, I see hell. I see hell here. Zombies, Frankensteins, blood organ transferring around, children marching to orders of somebody other than their parents. Where am I? These cartoons that are empty and not human, but they've got these human emotions. So we're giving human emotions to animals in cartoons? What do you think we're going to be growing up as? Cartoons. I mean, we've been so dumbed down right off the bat. The fact that they give you such horrible things to learn in school that is not relevant to anything. It makes people, I guess, feel smart to keep going and doing the program, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't take it. But the majority can take it. That's our problem. I am not in the majority. I want to give it an 80-20. If that. To people realizing how infested every realm of our society is with sexual perversion and deviation, greed, and this perpetual need to consume and sell. Everything is propaganda and selling now. Everything. You're trying always to sell people, and that's why I will never ask for a dime. You could watch people and see, how the formula, the terrorists, psychological terrorists work, is they give sermons of fear and terror, and then the people become all emotional, and that's when they reach for their pocketbooks. Every time. And they're so thankful. Oh, thank you, TV idol star who's in the glass. Thank you. Thank you. Today you just totally made my day. Well, you don't know that guy at all. And you're just sitting at home watching somebody else. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But that's what emotion sounds like. And I'm having a chocolate right now. So if you could see yourselves, if you could, the world could see what they're doing. They're building their own hell and making it worse and worse and worse, and then being authorities about it all. Like little communists. You're horrible. You all want to keep everybody in line with you. And if people aren't in line with you, then there's something wrong with them, right? Well, that's why you're in a parallel sort of universe, in a timeless, infinite sort of fashion, where you're literally on a globe, spinning around and around and around, doing the same thing, repeating the same lives. And that's what my story is all about. This is about soul survival. And the beings of light were not messing around with me. And I'm not lying about what happened to me in 2016. I guess they felt I was okay. My heart could hold. I don't know how my heart has held up, but it has, based on what I know and based on what I feel. And like, oh my God, when you feel it and know it, it's like being in one of those, big fancy dancy movie theater things with surround sound. Ugh, the truth hurts, guys. Conscience hurts, right? Facing the truth. And that's why I'm so sharp. I'm so fucking sharp. Very, very sharp sometimes. Because I want to smack people upside the head. I just feel, well, I gotta catch your attention. And I can't get it. I can't get people's attention. They're in their looking glass watching. And that's why I won't put my face up here for you to look, and then you start mimicking me. I got a cousin. I think she's a twin flame of mine too. She's a cousin, first cousin. And she turned into a real bitch. After her divorce, and we were like the three cousins from different parents, brother and sisters. We were inseparable, and we were all around the same age. But you come around to later on, when you got your own life going with your families, you lose touch and so on. And you don't know what happens to people. But people that don't feel like they have any control always want to control everybody else. And I say, and Jesus says, let it go. Like, let everybody go, man. Everybody let everybody go. Don't fucking give a shit about anybody. Just stop thinking about everybody. Because you don't need to. It's not in your story, and you're not going to remember thinking about everybody. You're only going to remember your story. And people are not in touch, and they're not connected with their hearts. It's not plugged in. And without that connection to your heart and all knowing and all feeling of this loss, incredible loss coming, if you can't feel that, then hear my words. I'm sorry, they're rather terrorizing if you can't feel emotion of love. You shouldn't be worried. When we feel love and we appreciate this earth, we know this has to blow. No matter what, it's got to go. It's artificial intelligence, every single word. is artificial intelligence. That's why they drew pictures back in the day. Every word is a spell that creates an image, and you are subject to emotional manipulation of your spirit and doing things in ego that you would never do consciously, ever. I wouldn't. I would. The ways I neglected my son, and my business was first, and I was the boss, and it's a horrible, horrible, horrible movie. When you're back at Christ, in Christ, it's a horrible movie because you see how you feel, right? And when we demonize anybody in our family, we demonize ourselves. We may as well just pack it up. Just demonize ourselves here. We must come to a place of total understanding of what happened to us. If you want forgiveness and understanding for your story and how you fell into the, to the lie somehow, some way, and you learned how to either become a liar or hide your true feelings about things and not speak up, not express yourself. That is a liar by omission. And it really is an irritant to me with friends and stuff that I had there in British Columbia. I lost them all eventually, my cousin there, because they're not honest about their feelings, and they need to control what other people do or say. They're communists. They're really bad there. And I just don't think that everybody has to think the same. I kind of like variety. I like a variety of people. I can hang around with the CEOs and the rich people. I can hang around them easy, sure. I can see right through them. And I would just as soon be down at some poverty row place with a pub, and I would rather go there and hang out with people playing pool or darts and being social with one another. Not in pretense land, hanging onto a glass of wine, smoking cigars and talking about money while your kids are at home killing themselves. I hurt people. I touch them in a very negative way. I know. Don't think I don't know. That's why I'm isolated. But I am protected, and it's just like with my quitting smoking. I can choose my thoughts, right? I choose not to dwell in any thoughts that make me feel bad if I have no control over it. Well, I guess I do have control. I could just shut up, right? And go learn French and play piano and not say another word. But my spirit doesn't want to do that. And I gotta listen to my spirit. That's the way it is. But, my spirit's full of love and joy. It's laughter. It's laughter, but you can't tell because I'm always emotionally reacting to bullshit. I can't help it. I have to reject bullshit. And on BitChute today, I just about went crazy with this bullshit. About, finally Trump announces. Oh, that was the big thing. We've been waiting for months for his announcement. See, in my mind, when I use words, I see pictures. And it's so funny to see all the people sitting at home watching these billionaires just jet around and talk about climate problems and climate change and how y'all gotta just buckle up there. more fuel taxes. And what, what, what's a fossil fuel? Please tell me what a fossil fuel is. Yeah, please. There's going to be an explosion, and it's going to be in the middle of the ocean, I think. It's going to be the pipelines. It's going to somehow be mixed in with the radiation, bad energy. That's what I feel. They're backed into a corner, everybody that has been lying and to us about health measures and the market and the state of our universities and educational programs and what they're teaching us. That's all coming out, right? And there's going to be a lot of named people. But there are a lot of people that are still in cover. And I feel that they are working for God, really, working for love. And I feel that we're going to have a blow up of some kind. And I don't think it'll be the bad thing. That's all the suffering leading up to it. That's my problem, is that I am not a psychopath. I am an empath. I can fucking feel. I feel feelings of people. And it hurts. People hurt. Children. There are Christs. I can't go out. I can't go and fucking watch kids. Their haunted eyes. Their mouths gaping open as they're walking along, looking at people with suspicious eyes. Oh no, we've destroyed ourselves here, fellows and fellows. Alpha and Omega. That's a cartoon. That's nobody. That's Alpha and Omega. That is cartoon talk. But it literally is reality. That's what they want. And they think that's a good thing. They want to wipe out one of the genders and bring in a bunch more. Try and make up for it. Can't do it. Can't replace a woman. And you would have so much joy and abundance and better sex and love if you loved a woman. You really would. If her life wasn't made miserable in hell. If she wasn't in the Garden of Eden all day, being thought about as bloody and being punished. You do that to somebody and they're going to feel weak. And that's how women are. And that's why you got lousy love. Because your mothers are weak. What are we going to do about it? I just don't feel I get through to a lot of people, in all honesty. I really offend a lot of people. They want to be right. They want to be in the story. I'm telling you, you all have your own story. And yes, be in your story. But can you hear mine? Can you hear what I'm saying? The magnitude of what is at stake is soul survival. It literally is. But I don't feel in my heart any control over saving anybody, really. Because I feel like after 2,600 years, and we've been living, and we carry our emotional intelligence with us. And some of the people's, and you can see it in some of the guys, it's not there. Emotional intelligence. Women too. No feelings. And to me, that person's already gone. To me, when a person has no feelings and no respect or love for feelings, then they have no respect or love for love. And I don't know what they are anymore. I know what they were when they were born. But I don't know what they are anymore. you can take, all or parts of my story with a grain of salt. Just take what helps you, anything that helps you in your cycle of life, and know that you are a part of this. You are a part of my story. I am not a part of your story, but you are a part of my story. And in my book, you suddenly get the whys, and you feel this strength well up in the deepest part of your soul, where you feel, what the hell is going on here? And your head pops up out of your neck. I could see it. All the minions, like those pop off Pez things. And you realize that you matter, that you're sovereign to God, to love, not to evil. And that if you participate in the evil, you go with the evil. You know why? Nobody's going to put you in hell. You're carrying your movie with you from your pupils in your eyes. And you're unconscious. Especially if you're a little bugger and doing bad things, you're really unconscious. Like unconscious, like a hypnotist on a stage type doing a dance or something. You're an unconscious actor. And when you die, in your feelings, back to Christ, back to love, the emotion of love. And here you see yourself slapping your mother in the face and going on to be with a boy. Or becoming some serial killer. Or just a woman-hating man for some reason, and she doesn't know why. I didn't know why. My son was so angry with me. What? What? I had no clue. And it wasn't until the beings of light and Trevor came that I was given the gift of seeing my movie. And I felt every moment of my neglect, every time my eyes turned when I should have done something. I should have taken him out of that environment. No matter what, I should have got a detective. But I didn't listen to myself. I poo-pooed my stuff away, and that's what we're all doing. We're putting it away, not stuff we have to look at. If it's concerning your children, you've got to look. And if they're acting out, there's a reason. They are Christ. They don't act out for nothing. It's like me, my first crime. I was 5 and just in kindergarten, and the kids were all out in the playground playing tetherball and whatnot. No candy. I got no candy in my house to share. And I thought, oh, what kind of gathering is this when we have no picnic, no gathering foods? And so I ran home, and I remembered there was $1 on my mother's dresser, and I took it. And I ran up to the store. It was a long way, about a mile. And my 5-year-old legs ran there and got a box of fudgicles to bring to this gathering. That's how my spirit works. It shares, it wants people happy. And then when everybody's happy, everybody's happy. Nobody's greedy and needs 2 fudgicles. I didn't even get one. There was too many kids. And that's the way I've always been. And where is my family today? Well, they're not happy. I know that. Some of them are rich. The 2 psychopaths are rich. The 2 alive psychopaths, my ex and my sister. They're doing fine. But this is why, vengeance is mine, saith my Lord. Because I know they're recording a movie and I know that they're not evil in spirit, that they've grown evil over generations. And I can see that. I can see that in Gary. Like, this is freaky. Like, they came from Germany. They were atheists. They were in their 50s when they had kids, like, or in their late 40s. It was a strange story just to begin with. And that he was a virgin, I just didn't know what was up with that. But that was something strange about that family. But you don't judge. You're not supposed to judge. And and they had a nice house and they did gardening and jobs with the government, and that was it. You just have to accept things at face value here. And that's why the world's going to blow up. But I don't want anybody to worry about the world blowing up. We need it to blow up so that we can come back and start anew. People that have a thread and a relationship with their parents and their children are going to be just fine. People that don't, I think it's been for generations you've been fighting. I really do. Like, the cord's broke. And they've been saying all along that every 100 years we're born. We're devolving with the love and the emotional intelligence until the light is gone. It's completely godless. And if you only knew, when you bring love back, like that little girl bringing the fudgicles, when somebody does that, how much joy we have. When people drop the armor and just, Anyway, I'm going on too long. I have some very serious heart pain and I feel a lot of radiation today. So I feel that there's going to be a lot of issues come up. And if you have anything you want to say on my comments, please do. People need to express themselves. And if you know what, everybody's hurting. Tell me what's going on. Like, keeping it inside could be like poison too. If you don't want to do it publicly, then maybe start writing down what some of your problems are and putting it outside of you. You got to get it out. Every time you cough or sneeze, imagine you're getting poison out of you, and you are. And we have been fed poison in our mind and bodies for 2,600 years. To me, this is the best news yet. If everything blows up. Because thank God that was a nightmare and not even real. And I can move on with my son and love him the way I loved him when he was an infant and the way he loved me until I turned my eyes away. And I'm sorry, but that comes back to haunt on the other side. I don't know how, but it does. It breaks the cord. It's a problem. It's a problem recreating new clusters, I think. I'll have to think more on that. Anyway, in memory of my son Trevor forever, who I feel had the spirit of Christ until he was about 3 years old. But I also feel that all children have the spirit of Christ. But I also feel that Trevor is my son 4 times before. And I know you guys think that's all insane and crazy, but it makes more sense to me than any other story. Is that we don't die, we reincarnate. Jesus said that, and that we're all Christ. He said that too. What he could do, we could do. He said that too. And that King James came back And the fact that Trevor said that we can pick roles. My son Trevor said we can pick roles. And here Jesus came back as King James for the New Testament. Jesus was against Moses in that book, the Torah or whatever, that template. Well, some people dispute the name. I call it the first Jewish book. Is the book of Satan, and it was given to the Jews to become spawns of that Moses in that filthy garden, to hate women. It's the whole point was to hate women and to become Omega. Ew. Or Beta. I don't, ew. Looking down and around, if you were God, wouldn't you see a bunch of cartoons here? Yes, you would. And it is sad. It's hypnosis. It's the saddest thing in the world. And I feel it all. And you guys are lucky. You can see things in bits and pieces and not go insane the way I go. Because to know what I know is just, it's unreal. But it is real. And Israel is not real. So, I don't know. You figure it all out. It's now 31 minutes here I've been going on, so I think I'm going to say goodnight. And the quitting smoking is doing just fine, keeping my thoughts away. Every time it comes up that I even begin to think of it, it's just no, no, no. And you know when you're done. And I bring an excitement feeling to myself. And my excitement feeling is that I'm going to be saving myself $400. Because it was a lot of money on cigarettes. So anyway, I'll keep going, and be darned if I'm ever going to start again now after publicly doing this. And I recommend anybody else that wants to quit something to try something small, really want to quit it, and do baby steps to getting there until you're ready to have a quit day, or a start day, if you will, too, for something new. And then allow your own imagination to manifest towards that end. And it'll work. Good night, everybody.